What's up, guys? I'm Carly.
And I'm Gabby.
And for today's video, we are going to be doing something that has nothing to do with horror. As you guys can probably tell by the title, this is going to be a very raw video. And if the topic makes you uncomfortable, please click out of this video because we are here to spread awareness. And if it makes you very uncomfortable, then you shouldn't be watching it.
However, it should not be making you uncomfortable because I think everybody's aware of what's going on in the world. And I think it's important that people watch this video because, well, if it isn't obvious, we are an interracial best friend couple. And we're here to talk and be open. And I think everybody should join us very respectfully and civilly in the comment section below to spread awareness.
And before we get started, we just want to let you guys know that we will be deleting any hate comments, any rude, disrespectful comments to us, or anything that has to do with either one of our communities. And same with Instagram, we will be unfollowing, blocking, and not responding to any DMs that are rude, disrespectful, because there's no place for that. This is a place of hope, positivity, being inclusive and just joining hands in every race and color and ethnicity to fight for the topic and the issue at hand. So I'm sure you are all aware of the recent events that have been going on in America. And unless you've been living under a rock, you probably would know that George Floyd, an innocent Black unarmed man, was killed in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The white officer, he had his knee pinned down onto Mr. Floyd's neck, and Mr. Floyd was calling out how he could not breathe. He said, "I cannot breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe." And then he also called out his mom several times. He said, "Mama, mama," and it was just so sad. If you've seen the video, it's incredibly disturbing. It's sickening, and it just makes you upset.
It's an extremely sensitive video, so obviously a viewer discretion is advised. If you haven't seen this video, you should, because then you will understand the circumstances that are surrounding George's death, and it's important to understand the circumstances in order to continue watching our video. It's relevant to the situation, but once again, viewer discretion is advised, so please watch with caution, and if you're very sensitive, then just go in very carefully, okay? Because it's a very heartbreaking and disturbing video.
So the second this video was released onto social media all over different platforms, the Black community was fuming. As you know, racism is still a thing in America, and if you are denying that, then you are confused. You need to pick up a book and understand what is going on, watch the news, read articles, and really understand the situation that is going on in America, and that has been going on for a very long time. Of course, if you've taken a history class before, or if you've taken any social studies class before, if you've picked up a textbook before, you would know that there has been numerous rebellions, numerous revolts. A good example would be the Boston Tea Party. So many people have been talking about that all over the news, and that's such a good example to show that, honestly, what we're doing is how you get change. And throughout history, this has been happening. This has been happening all throughout history. So it's nothing new. It's nothing new. It's just shocking to us because we're living through it. And we're living through history, something that we're going to have to be teaching our kids about. So if you're unaware, if you're not paying attention, if you disagree with what's going on, then you probably have never understood what happened in like the past years before us. And the people who are saying, and okay, now I'm going to talk to the audience, the people who are saying all lives matter, you need to sit down, because that is not the point of what's going on right now. If you say that during a situation that is focusing on the Black community, you are so confused, you are ignorant. Yes, all lives matter, we get that, we know that, but we're focusing on the Black people right now. And if you can't accept that and you want to make the excuse of saying all lives matter, like we know life matters. That's the whole point of why we're fighting. But the thing is, no one seems to care and, have sorrow for the Black community. I mean, now everyone's like, yes, like I'm like with you guys. But at the same time, it's like, were you from the get-go? Like, do you understand what's going on? The whole like all lives matter thing invalidates the purpose of our movement. It invalidates everything that we are fighting for. It includes you, who is saying all lives matter, when it has nothing to do with you, because it has everything to do with my community and everyone else who's trying to, help us. That's the thing. I'm so sick of the whole hashtag all lives matter thing. It kills me because that's not the point right now. It's not like we don't care about you. We do, like, we get it. Like, it's not about you. That's the thing. People have such big egos and they're like, what about me? And You have privilege.
Because you're trying to focus on giving the microphone to a specific group, it doesn't mean that other people don't matter.
Yeah,
That's not the purpose. The purpose is we need to highlight what's going on.
exactly.
Everybody's life matters. We get that. Get over yourself and try to support the people that are actually in need of the support. Thank you very much.
Exactly. That's the whole point. And it's so irritating for people who try to argue against this movement. Like, how are you going to argue against it? Like, how are you not seeing the problem? So, as you can see, this whole topic at hand infuriates me. I've been agitated and upset and angry with this entire situation, the entire racism thing, the whole color, your skin color, and all that, the prejudice. I've been irritated and upset with it for as long as I knew this was a problem, ever since I was little. Because let me tell you, little kids are fully aware of what is going on, and it's so sad because they know, like Black little kids, they know that their skin color is a target. It's a problem. They feel unworthy in America, and that is not okay. That is not okay. It shouldn't be like that. And the whole reason why we're fighting and we're literally fuming right now is because we are continuing the fight for the people who came before us. And we're also fighting for ourselves right now. And then also the people who are coming after us, AKA my hypothetical children. Hello. So it's very important. And as someone who grew up in the Black culture, in the Black community, I know firsthand how it feels to always, you know, feel like you have to prove yourself constantly, no matter what you do. You have this, like I said earlier, a cloud over your head. You're constantly having to prove yourself. You have to work twice as hard. No matter what, you will always be doubted unless you gain the respect. And it is exhausting, but we work for what we get. Everything that we have, we deserve it, we earn it. So whatever justice that will come out of it is because we earn it. It wasn't handed to us because, like, oh, like whatever. We earn everything, every good thing that we get, not the bad things, because we don't deserve any harm or any, disgrace, disrespect. It is horrible. I am 20 years old and I'm living in history. I'm going to have to tell my kids about all this. And it is like, I'm like sick to my stomach. I've been so upset the past 3 days. Oh my God, it's horrible. I can't.
And like when this first all came about, obviously, like me and Carl, we talk every day. We obviously we talked about this entire topic. And when she was telling me about how she felt, and obviously her experience and her parents' experiences, and the fact that she's my best friend, and I hear these things. It's extremely heartbreaking, and it's extremely what's the word? It's overwhelming because yes, of course, when you such as a white female, when you have the ability to speak up, of course you will. And as non-blacks, people of color in general, to give the Black community the microphone that they, first of all, it's their God-given right, and the microphone that they deserve. And that's what everybody needs to understand. It's not about you, okay? It's about the Black community. So if you feel guilty, or if you feel like you're being attacked, you're not. You're not. But you're not. And but you're not,
It's true.
because this isn't about you. It's about the racism that's going on, that's been going on. It's about what's happening right now in 2020, which it's 2020. I don't know why we're still fighting. Why not? I'm not. No, it's not why we're fighting. It's why the Black people are fighting. I don't know why the Black people are still fighting this in 2020. It shouldn't be that way. Aren't we supposed to be progressing forward? Why are we moving backwards? Why are people making up excuses? Why is that still happening? It's disgusting. It's heartbreaking. And like I said, for me to hear my best friend have to tell me her experiences in 2020 of how she feels, and me not really being able to do anything but support her and listen to her, which is what you should be doing, it's really sad. It's really sad because you want the Black Lives Matter to succeed, and they will, because they're going to keep fighting. So they will. Give them the microphone and let them talk. Let them do what they need to do to get their God-given rights present. Let them live. Let them do what they want. Why do we have stereotypes existing in 2020?
Mm-hmm.
And stereotypes when it comes to Black people is much more detrimental than it would be towards a white person. a Jewish person, a Spanish person. And yes, I know I'm talking a lot about people's colors and religions, and I'm very sorry if that's offending anybody. I'm very sorry if that's making somebody uncomfortable. But it's just it's out there.
That's
I mean,
the point of this video. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable topic. You need to be able to sit through conversations like this and talk about it, because if you can't, then I don't know how you're going to move on in life, and I don't know how you're going to grow up. It's very important to sit and talk, and we have these conversations all the
all
time,
the time.
and it just shows how we are able, I don't know about you people, but
Yeah.
we are able to battle uncomfortable topics, or any type of topics, whether it's racism, whether it's anything of, you know, not about racism, but, other things that we talk about. It's important. People need to start talking more about things that make them uncomfortable so that we can hear about it, figure it out, and move
Hmm.
forward instead of regressing. The regression that is going on in America in 2020 is shocking. It is so shocking. And I cannot, if you were to tell me January January, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, 2020 is going to be
Oh
so cozy.
yeah. Oh
If
yeah.
you were to tell me in January on New Year's Day that this was going to happen in, like, first of all, we have a pandemic going on. If you were going to tell me that we were going to be in a pandemic, this whole thing, and then we were going to riot
Oh
and
my gosh.
loot and protest because of another black man died. If you were to tell me that, I'd be like, you're literally being dramatic. Like, we knew that racism was still a thing, but are we really still killing innocent black men? Like, is that really still happening? Really? I thought that was done. It should be done. Like, why? Why? No one's clearly listening. That's why. Why? A skin color makes you feel threatened. Like, how? How does it make you feel threatened? You clearly have you have never surrounded yourself with diverse people. I
Hmm.
think that's another thing. It's important to, you know, be open-minded. No other ethnicities, no other religions. Surround yourselves with different people, different cultures, different races, so that you don't grow up being closed-minded and racist. That's the thing.
And the thing is, nobody is born to have prejudice against
Yeah.
certain people, whether you're a man, a woman, black, white, or whatever. It doesn't matter. You are not born to think a certain way. You are either taught that, you either are influenced in some way, shape, or form, and that's the problem, because that means you're not being educated on what's going on. And if you still don't understand it, well, then I don't know what you're doing. Is that racism exists? It's always been here. Let's go
Mhm.
back to the 1600s. I mean, did people take history? Is my question.
Exactly. And clearly some people didn't. And the thing is, if you're taught racism, a lot of it has to do with your household. Because I mean, you're home most of the time of your life. Like when you think about it, that's how you learn. You learn things from your parents, you learn things from your caregivers, whoever you're with most of the time when you're little. And as you grow up, you hear what they say, you hear their beliefs and their morals. So if they, for some reason, don't like black people, if they talk bad about my community, then you're probably going to grow up racist. Or you can also take it upon yourself
Hmm.
to explore and be like, you know what? I'm not going to listen to what my parents have to say. I kind of want to learn about the different cultures and the different race, and that's up to you. By the time you're able to be much older and, you know, make friends for yourself and kind of, go out for yourself,
Hmm.
you should be able to realize that, certain things are wrong, and it's okay if you have to stand up to someone
Your
older than
parent.
you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay if you have to stand up to your parents when it's something that they're doing is horribly wrong, when it has to do with someone's life.
Least you want to learn. You want to be able to be knowledgeable, because the thing is, you want to fight with facts. You want to be knowledgeable. You want to be aware. Of course, you can ask somebody to explain something to you, because you don't want to be ignorant. Nobody wants to be ignorant. So it's important to listen. That's the thing. You need to listen, but you
Mhm.
need to give people, black people, their microphone. And I think that's like a huge takeaway. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link. We're gonna put the link in the description. There's a wonderful hotline. It's called Crisis Text Line, and it's for people that are dealing with a lot of like sadness, and they're feeling very overwhelmed with, and they need a crisis counselor for mental health, because this is a very sensitive time. So please, like, if you need some sort of help or you need somebody to talk to, please, please literally click the link in the description. You could text the number and there will be somebody to help you, because if you for some reason don't have somebody supporting you, it doesn't matter who you are, you need to contact this number, because everybody deserves to feel okay. And so this phrase is called white privilege. Now, and I quote, I'm not making this up, I'm quoting, white privilege refers to the societal privilege that benefits white people over non-white people in societies, particularly if they are otherwise under the same social, political, or economic circumstances. Now, obviously, if a word has white and privilege in it, of course you're going to get a little defensive because you don't understand what it means. Now, when somebody's, and obviously, like, we've read up on this. Now, first of all, when somebody uses the phrase white privilege, nobody is attacking you as an individual. Nobody is saying you as a white person, whether you're a man or a woman, has never suffered in your life, has never gone through personal demons, has never, been in a bad situation, has never been poor, has never, suffered something horrible or prejudice or whatever. That's not what this definition means. This definition is stating that you, because you are a white person, have obvious advantages in society, in politics, in education, and so on and so forth. It is simply stating that because of the way you look, you get granted inevitable advantages. It is not an attack on your character. It's not an attack on you. The definition is simply stating that society has made it a way where if you are a white person, you get the advantage before a person of color or before a black person. That's the definition. The definition is not meant to bash anybody or their experience or their hard work. And that's where people get confused, right? And here I am a white woman telling you what it means. Am I offended by the definition? No. It's telling me what I already know. I'm white and I have advantages that other people don't. That's the definition. And if you don't understand the definition, I'm going to put a very wonderful, wonderful article that explains to you an example. Now, for example, this article actually states, a very minute example of white privilege. Well, we have bandages that match a white complexion, right? Mm-hmm. That's already an example for you. And I think everybody has band-aids at home, right? Yeah. Well, there you go. That's an example of one way that white privilege exists. There are so many other definitions. Examples, but this is one that stuck with me because I don't think Harley ever, I don't know if anybody has ever thought about that. Why is it that we only have that one beige shade? White shade.
I noticed that. I did when I was little. I noticed that. I was like, why, I remember I was so young, and this is another example of how, colored kids, they are aware. I was so young and I was like, why is this a Band-Aid? And isn't it supposed to blend in? Like, why is it not like, my, skin color? I remember I was thinking that, and that's one example of how, and this is a good example, like how I thought about it, but you probably didn't because it was just a Band-Aid, but I noticed it. And it's not to like bash, like, oh, like da 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 da. It's just showing, like,
no, yeah, it's not.
And this is so good because it shows my experience and your experience, and this is such a good example.
And the thing is, Carly's not trying to bash me as a little girl, saying that I wasn't aware. I was a little girl. I grew up obviously in a white household. I'm not bashing anybody that grew up in a white household. I grew up in a white household. I was exposed to what I was exposed to, obviously. And Carla was exposed to what she was exposed to. However, both of our perspectives are coming from a positive place, obviously. And we're trying to educate people about two different perspectives. We're look at our perspectives, but look at how they are aligning and meeting together. And that's what everybody needs to understand. That's the whole point of this video. You can be from any religion, ethnicity, and background, and you can align together to fight for the same cause. That's the whole point of this video. And I hope people can understand my explanation of what white privilege means. And I hope nobody, and this makes me upset, nobody gets offended by the definition. Because I think I explained it very clearly.
And a disclaimer, because I completely understand exactly what you're saying, and I agree with everything that you're saying. If you get offended by the definition, that is on you, because the definition is factual.
I'm going to use my white privilege for positivity, and I'm going to use it to be able to bring awareness to what it is and to help the Black community get their microphone. And I think nobody should feel guilty for who they are. No Black person should feel guilty. No white person should feel guilty. No anybody should feel guilty for who they are. Use you and yourself, your privileges, or anything of that sort if you can, and use it for the good, and don't feel bad about it, because if you feel bad about it, well, you're wasting your privilege, and that's not the point.
Exactly. And each and every one of you guys we all have a voice. Every single one of you guys have a voice. And that's the beauty of being able to speak or communicate in any way that you can. At this point, if we all don't come together to help the Black community, this America is going to crumble. Like,
It is.
this is not okay. And you need to understand it's not okay. If you're not upset, if you're not angry, you're not paying
You're not
attention.
seeing things.
You're not paying attention. That's the thing. Like, you can be posting things on social media, but you have to take action. And our way of doing that is using our platform. We don't have a large audience like Kim Kardashian or all these other people, but with the little audience that we do have, we are trying to speak to you guys from, and it's so interesting the way we're doing it is because it's two different races talking about the same
The
thing
same thing.
and supporting the same thing moving forward. It's just important that you guys don't remain silent, because if you are remaining silent, it's not helping. If you're just sitting down and watching the news go by, looking through everyone's story and just being like, oh, okay, like that's happening, that's happening, that's happening. Do, do you not realize what we're fighting for? Do you not understand the whole movement of social justice? Like the civil rights, like, oh my God. If you know, like in your heart, you're doing something, if you know in your heart, you're having conversations with your friend, if you're checking up on, your Black friends to make sure they are okay, you're doing something. If you go to protest, you're doing something. If you donate, you're doing something. If you're using your platform to speak out about the issues, you're doing something. Do something.
Doesn't matter if 5 people see this or 20 people or 100 people. We're trying to speak, and that's better than doing nothing.
And for me personally, as a Black female, it is my duty to my community to fight, and I deserve to have rights as well. My future kids deserve to have rights. You can empathize with me and the community, but you will never understand the struggle that we go through, and that's important to understand. So it's great that we have such a huge support system to fight for what we're trying to get, because we love it. We love all the support, and I'm so happy to see everyone like coming together. Like, it makes my heart so happy. But understand, what the people who think we're being dramatic and aggressive, you do not understand. You do not understand. And it's all like, oh, try putting yourself in our shoes. Oh, our shoes are way too big for you to even try to fit in. Oh my God, you would not understand. And I'm not trying to be rude, but you just wouldn't understand. You just wouldn't understand. And that's just the fact of the matter.
But it's just a fact.
Yeah, like if you get offended because I'm saying like, oh, like you wouldn't understand, why are you mad? Like,
It's
you
like
really want to feel like this oppression? You really don't.
That's
Yeah,
why you have to give the Black community the microphone and the power to speak their voice. That's the point.
exactly. And the whole point of having it as an us type of thing is because we appreciate the support we get from the non-Blacks, because if you do have the privilege, you can help us in a way to move forward. That's the whole thing. You have to do something. Because at the end of the day, there's still going to be protests. It's going to go on for a very, very long time. I know there's going to be a few here on Long Island as well. So that's wonderful. At the end of the day, do something. Speak out about it. Donate. Donate $1. Donate $2. Help out the people who are arrested, who are trying to fight for their lives. They were arrested. How does that make sense? We're literally trying to fight for our rights, and you're arresting us. Donate to those funds. Donate to people during COVID, because COVID is still a thing.
It's still happening, in case anybody was confused.
Yeah, there is so much unemployment. Donate to that. Do not forget about the pandemic. Protect yourselves. Be smart. And at the end of the day, like I keep saying, enough is enough. We need to stop. We need to form some, camaraderie. Is that like the word?
Yeah, camaraderie.
We
It's like
need to
it's like a team.
we need to form that. We need to stop making excuses for the non-blacks who feel offended. This is
Or
our
guilty,
movement,
because
or
guilty
guilty.
guilty is a word people like use a lot.
Yeah, guilty. This is our movement, and we need, we'd love your help to assist us in moving forward. We cannot regress. This
Mm-mm.
is horrible. I keep saying it's horrible because it really is. I cannot believe I'm 20 years old and I'm living through a pandemic and watching different cities blow up. Because my community, we need rights. That's what we're doing, because we need rights. Like, wow, I just cannot believe it. And I say this very respectfully, but we need better leadership. And I'm just going to stop it at that, but we just need better leadership. That's all I'm going to say. You guys can interpret that however you want to, but we need better leadership. That's it.
Right? We're in unison talking about this video and trying
Mm-hmm.
to bring awareness and advocacy for Black Lives Matter and for obviously the death of George. So if anybody's offended by this video and you're still here, well, I don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Number one. Number two, open Google and try to read a bit so that you can better learn why you should not be offended. And yeah, we hope that you take what we say for positivity, because that's the point, it's positivity, and that you take what we say for the better.
There has been so much tension and so many different waves of emotions throughout America, and it's so bizarre, so shocking, so like sickening, honestly, in my opinion, how this is all just happening all at once. And there's so many different emotions. So whatever you're feeling is valid, but just know, and I say this as a Black female, if you are not for us and if you are not for the Black Lives Matter movement, please do not comment. Like, I literally do not want to see it. I don't want to see it. Me personally, I do not want to see it. If you're going to say something rude, we're going to delete it. We're going to block you. That's just what I'm going to say, because it is very important to me. And if you're going to say anything negative about what I said, about what Gabby said, it is going to be a problem. Honestly, we're not even going to cause a problem. We're just going to delete it.
But yeah,
That's just what it's going to be. You need to listen, pay attention to what is going on, continue to educate yourself, continue to read up on things, continue to listen to other people voice what is going on, and try your best to support us and do everything you can. Literally do everything you can. Like I said, donate, 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 because it will help. It will help. And this is just such a very important video to both of us, and I really wanted to make sure I got my voice out there.
the whole point of this video, like I said, this is Carly's video and this is her microphone. And I think it's important that everybody acknowledges more so her perspective, because it's her experience than mine. Yes, of course, as a white woman, I said things about, the white community that everybody should be aware of. However, the point of that, along with what Carly was saying, is so that people can understand the Black community, her experience, her family's experience, and her perspective, because that's the point. Because the focus is on the Black community, and I mean that in the most positive way, because that's the point of this entire movement, and that's that's what happened when a horrible and tragic event occurred. But we have to take tragedy and make it into something worth it. We need to give justice to George and his family, and this is our way of doing so.
Yeah. So justice needs to be served for the entire Black community. We do not deserve the disrespect that we get every day on a daily basis, the shadow that follows us every day. We don't deserve that. And we're trying to move forward. And like I keep saying, everyone needs to come together to help us do that. So, with that being said, we hope you guys understood everything that we were saying. And on behalf of myself, I might have gotten a little heated, but rightfully so. I'm not going to invalidate any of my feelings. I am not going to apologize for anything that I said, because I mean everything that I said. I will not apologize. I am 20 years old. I have been living through this since the day I was born. I was born Black, obviously. I'm not apologizing for anything, because I deserve to say what I need to say. And my community deserves to have their voice heard. So, with that being said, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. And any last words?
Please, nobody, once again, leave any hateful comments because it's just not warranted here. And the point of this video, like we have said, is for the microphone to be passed on to the Black community. If you're going to ever invalidate anybody's feelings, especially right now with the Black community, and if you're going to invalidate anything that Carly said, you need to stop talking and click out, because you are not Carly, you are not Black, and you are not the Black community, so you don't know what they're going through. And I think everybody needs to understand that. So we hope you did enjoy this video and that you got something educational out of it. This video is not meant to be aggressive or offensive or, hurtful in any way. No, this video is meant to bring attention and awareness and advocacy for this situation. So what you take out of this video is on you. However, we as the creators are hoping that it is positive. And that's the whole point. We want this to be positive. So Carly, any last words on your end?
Nothing much. I think I got everything off of my chest. I said everything with my chest, and all I need to say is Black Lives Matter, and it is very important that you understand that.
Black Lives
Woo.
Matter.
Bye.
Bye.